What's up, guys? So today we're going to be talking about the latest chapter of Naruto. This chapter was actually fairly simple in terms of what has occurred. However, I do very much enjoy the complexity in terms of the images nowadays. Basically, I mean, just take a look at this. Look at this picture here. Like, the complexity of the characters and how they're drawn now, they just look so freaking awesome. And it's coming to an end, but it's awesome. Like, if you started the series, like, what did we have? We had a blonde haired kid in a orange jumpsuit, and now it's not so much that the drawings have gotten better. It's more so that what is being depicted is just so much more complex and cooler now. We got these white and black creatures, these sages of the sixth path with peculiar, almost Dragon Ball Z-esque hair. It's not spiky, but it's very long. And then these weird costumes and these very powerful beings just fighting each other. I mean, you got Hashirama with his giant sword and his weird scrolls that he has to carry around, and so forth and so forth. And so let's just get down to it. Like, okay, before I get down to it, I do have to say it's awesome. Like, think about the sage of the sixth path. He has these freaking 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Is it always 6? 6 or 5-ish black orbs circling around him. It's just madness. And this all started with a bunch of little kids running about, throwing black colored knives around and black covered throwing stars around. And now it's gone to a crazy state. So let's just kick it off to the ending. I am somewhat astounded that Toby was able to land a blow on Madara, or Obito. You can call him whatever you want, because, like, it was even somewhat proven at the beginning of this chapter how Madara is on a completely different level. Like, he was on a different level than all of them combined before he became the sage, and now he's the sage, and it's like he should be on a different level, and yet he let Obito walk up, and pretty much from the picture it looks like he punches him so hard that his fist goes through his body. I'm not really sure what's going on. Maybe it's deliberately vague. It's either that or he's somehow slipped into his body, or grabbed onto something important that has compromised Madara, that is under his cloak at the center of his chest. So it's very strange, and more so than that, I do have to say that it still astounds me, because right before, like at the beginning of this chapter, like, you see his power. Like, first off, we got Sasuke coming in. This was chapters ago. He flies in with his sword, and you all know how fast Sasuke is with his Chidori abilities. And yet he comes in, trying to do a sneak attack on Madara, and Madara literally takes the sword from him and stabs him through the chest. And yet here we have Madara, although Obito's closer, I think this is a plot hole, really, for Obito to just come up and, do that to him, and for Madara not to be able to react quick enough. One could reason that, hey, maybe he wasn't expecting that from someone like Obito. I don't think so. Madara is not that trusting of a character. I still think, he would have been on guard even for Obito when he comes up. I think it's retarded. I think more so, he may have predicted it, but he chose not to block it because he's like, psh, he can't harm me anyways. And so that may explain it. But again, it makes no sense. I mean, the beginning of this chapter, we have literally like a 4v1. Gaara, Naruto's dad, Minato. Naruto's out, but who else? A couple others. The second Hokage. they all went, and Kakashi, they all went on to Madara, and Madara was like, psh, easy. He jumps up, dodges it, slashes off, cuts off Minato's second arm. So now Minato's armless. I think that's really cool. It's sort of like, you know, it progresses the plot. It's like now he has both arms. He looks really cool without any arms. It looks cool. It's badass. Anyhow, it's constantly going on. Again, there's more of this lovey-dovey stuff. I am Obito. I'm not just some shadow of Madara now. Pretty much playing on the idea that Madara wants Obito just to be just to carry on Madara's name from now on. And ever since that time he was rescued from Madara, Madara wants Obito to call himself Madara from now on. And basically he decides, no, I want to not do this, screw you, and I want to follow Naruto's ideology. And more so, oh yes, I forgot, he explains like the more about the what do you call this, the backstory, the theology behind what's going on with the sage. You already read it, so I'm not going to summarize it, but basically how the chakra bestowed upon the ninjas was intended to unite them, but they used it to do harm instead. However, the point is though that I personally think that may be the key. Maybe because of that, they can maybe revise their ways after, you know, they kill Madara. They revise their ways and they use their chakra to somehow understand where everyone is coming from rather than use it for fighting. And then, I don't know, they live happily ever after. I honestly have no idea like what is going on in Naruto's mind. Maybe he hasn't thought this far, but like literally, like from a logical perspective, Madara actually has a method. It may be a cruel method, and maybe that's all Naruto's thinking. He's like, okay, I don't have a solution for all the pain and the war and tragedy, but it's still better than your screwed up dream world. And so I really like, everything's pointing towards Naruto somehow finding a solution to all this, but we'll see what happens. And then the last question of where did Madara figure all this stuff out? Obviously some of it was written on that like tablet in that temple, but I feel like he has maybe possibly learned more after becoming the sage. Maybe some of the history was bestowed upon him when he turned into a sage, or more likely he just, you know, learned it from that tablet. Anyhow, I'll see you guys later. As always, like, favorite, comment, and subscribe. I'll see you in my next video.